Hello. Um, Hi, everyone. I'm just going to wait a second. I know that I'm starting a little bit early, but this is my first time doing YouTube live, so I just want to make sure that everything is fine and that there are no issues. This light is very blinding. I just have a different setup today because there's some more kind of stuff that we're doing on the floor today. So I just want to make sure that you can see me. But I'm just going to wait a second until it is time. Yes, so if you are new, which I guess you are, I've been teaching beginner classes on my Instagram for a while, this whole month. And obviously, because we're stuck in quarantine right now, I think it's been a really good opportunity just to do something that kind of brings our mind away from what's going on. And I think dancing is a great way to do that because you really have to engage your whole brain. And we always also feel better for it that we've exercised, and it also doesn't feel like kind of monotonous exercise. So I think dancing is a great thing to do. And especially as we're at home, I know a lot of people have either felt too self-conscious to go into the studio or just haven't had time. So doing this kind of setup at home has been really, I think, great. And I'm excited that I get to kind of start from the beginning again with everyone, because I feel like I've done it once now. This was my first time teaching, I think mainly adults. I know there were some younger teenagers and stuff that were taking it as well, but it's obviously very different than teaching little children. And I want to make sure that all the classes are engaging and that we're really being challenged, but also not confused. So yes, I hopefully after the first time around, I feel a little bit more confident in sharing this with you guys. So yeah, I'm super excited to go on this journey. This class will stay on YouTube. So if you want to repeat, if there's anything that you didn't really understand, or if you love the class so much and want to share it with your friends, they can also join in and hopefully catch up so you can be kind of on the same level at the same point. Yes, so I'm just gonna keep on waiting for a second before I say anything so I don't have to repeat. But hopefully you guys are all settling in well. I honestly have never done YouTube live before, so I also don't know how to turn on comments or if they're on, or I also can't see them. So if you do have questions, you can comment on the video and hopefully I'll be able to see that at some point. Yes, I'm just trying to also figure this out. With that said, it is 12:30 now, so I'm just gonna start and hopefully if people are joining in, they'll be able to kind of catch up on what's going on. So for today, you kind of just need an open space. Yes, that can be in your living room on the carpet. That's totally fine. And then you just want something that you can hold on to. So I have this kind of towel rack situation that I've put some books on the bottom to kind of just weigh it down so that it's more stable than it would be if it didn't have the books on it. I just dropped them all down. Or you can always hold on to a wall or even like your refrigerator handle. Yes, just anything that's gonna stay really stable. Just make sure if you're holding onto a chair perhaps that it's not too low so that you don't have to kind of bend over. Yeah, you wanna make sure that your posture can still stay relatively correct as you're holding onto whatever you're holding onto. So that is all we need for today. And you don't need ballet shoes. They definitely help, but I'm gonna do the class today in socks just to show you that you can do this any way. You can do it barefoot, you can do Yes, you can do it with socks on. Yes. Apart from that, I think that's all I needed to say setup wise. I will lead you through a kind of improv based warm up, just because I know that if you are completely new to dancing or you haven't danced in a long time and we've been kind of stuck at home, it's nice to kind of just do this warm up to feel what it's like to, be in our own bodies, and especially for a lot of us who have, well, not me, but people that have desk jobs or, have been just kind of stuck at home reading or playing Animal Crossing. This is a really good way to kind of just get back into our bodies and reconnect with all of this that's going on. Yes, kind of getting out of here, getting that into our body. So I know it might be a little bit out there. If you don't feel comfortable, that's totally fine. You're welcome to do as little of it as you want, or you can just go crazy and do, as much as you want. But if you are at home with other people, maybe try to find a room where you're by yourself, so you might not feel self-conscious about people watching you. Yes, because you might feel really silly, and that's totally fine. That is the point, to kind of just do something that we're not used to. So I'll lead you through that warm-up. We'll do a little bit of a floor warm-up and do some stretches. Later on in the classes, I will start to kind of make that shorter. So just make sure that you do a little bit of a warm-up before the class. Yes. And the last thing is just that, obviously with these classes, I try to give you a lot of information, obviously in chunks. I don't want to overwhelm you, but it does really help if you repeat the class at least one time before the next class. Yes, I believe I'm going to do these just once a week. So try to repeat at least one time, maybe two if you have time, because it really does help our muscles remember what is going on and kind of just solidify that in our bodies so that we are ready for the next week when we move on and add more stuff. Yes. So today we're just going to keep it nice and simple. We're just going to kind of learn the basic framework, and then we'll just keep on adding on as the weeks progress. So with that said, I'm going to get back into my space, turn on my music, and hopefully you guys are ready to dance. I'm super looking forward to doing this with you guys. So do let me know if you have any questions. There's some loud people outside my apartment, and just, let go of what you're expecting to happen today and just come along for the ride, and we'll just enjoy, hopefully. Okay, so we're just gonna find our way to our space. Great. Just hips are like hips, feet are hips width apart. We'll just roll the shoulders up and back. Just keep the knees neutral, don't lock them. Good, and we'll reverse that. Just bringing the shoulders up to the ears and all the way back down. Just feeling all of those tight spots. Let's do that one more time. Reversing, maybe slightly bigger, and reversing, coming back. Good, let's roll the head to the right. All the way around. And one more time, maybe slightly bigger. And to the left. Just getting all those cracks out. One more time. Good, let's just kind of come to a neutral position. We're gonna start just by rolling through the feet, yes. Just rolling over and around with the feet. Just getting all those cracks that you might hear out. Yeah, maybe rolling over the toes. And just seeing how that rolling the feet is affecting our knee, is affecting the rest of our body. Yeah, just keep on switching the feet. Keep on rolling. Just let the upper body, everything kind of follow. Good. Now just imagine you're standing on super plush shag carpeting, yes? So just kind of sliding your foot around, imagining feeling all that carpeting on your feet and how good that feels. Yes. And just exploring new ways that you can move your feet, maybe that you didn't realize you could. Just making them nice and pliable. Keep going. Good. Now let's take what we were doing with the feet, bring that up to your knees. So maybe you're just rolling them out and around in a circle and reversing. You can bring the knees apart or together. That's just finding movement in the knees, rolling them around any way you feel. And just feel how it affects your hips maybe and your feet. Just let the upper body relax and move along with you. Yes. Now let's just remember that we have the back of the knees as well. So maybe trying to draw a circle with the back of your knees and shifting that. Yeah, just keep moving your knees. Feel like loosey-goosey. Good. Let's bring all of that intention to our hips. Yeah, so let's just take one wide circle all the way to the front and around. And let's reverse that. Yeah, feel maybe the tight spots in our hip flexors. Yes. And let's just keep going, just moving the hips. You can maybe do a figure 8 if you like, or free form it. Just doing whatever. Maybe feeling like a surfer, yeah? Catching that wave. Just moving through the hips. Just take notice. Does that make you shift your weight? And how does that affect the rest of your body? Yes, another good thing to think about, maybe imagining you're a squirrel. You have a really fluffy tail that's going back, maybe through your legs. Just moving those hips around. So let's move this. Feeling into our ribs. Yes. So let's just move our ribs around the room, maybe reversing that. Good. Maybe opening and closing the ribs. Yeah, imagining there may be like shutters on a window. We're just opening and closing. Yes. Maybe moving them asymmetrically, one up and then the other. Good, and let's just remember that we also have a back of the ribs. So breathing into the back. And just keep moving the ribs around. Just notice how that affects maybe your shoulders, maybe your hands. Good, let's bring this intention up into our shoulders. Yes, so as earlier we were rolling them, maybe finding an asymmetrical movement in the shoulders. Just rolling your shoulders. Maybe imagining we're lying in a cloud and we're moving, rolling around. Yes. And just let the rest of your arms follow whatever your shoulders are doing. Yeah, bringing them up and over. Maybe thinking about having an elastic band between your shoulder blades that's pulling and you're stretching that. Yes, let it go and stretch that out. Yes. Let's move all this intention into our elbows. So just rolling them forwards and back. Maybe like you're putting on a backpack or reversing. Yes. Just letting our elbows lead. Pretending that you have 2 paint brushes. And we're just painting. Trying to move your elbows asymmetrically. And just notice how that affects our back. Let's move this intention into our wrists. Rolling through the wrists. Yes. Almost like a flamenco dancer, reversing that rolling. Just feel all those cracks, all those tight places in our wrists. Good. Now try to initiate some movement with the inside of your wrist. Yes. Moving the arms through the inside of the wrist. You're also welcome to turn away. Yes, knowing that we have all of this space. Now let's initiate some movement through the back of the wrist. Yes. Good. Now let's ball our fists up. Feel that tension. Imagine you're crushing cookies in your hands, and let's let them go. Let's do that one more time. All of the tension. Feel your arms shaking, and let's release. Last time. Tension, 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 and release. Good. Let's just roll through the hands. Feel how intricate you can make your fingers move separately. Yes, trying to apply that at the same time to the feet. Yes, feeling how it would feel if our feet could be as expressive as our hands. Just concentrate on that for a second. Good, let's let that go. Last thing. Let's just initiate some movement through the top of our head. Yes, so we can go side to side. Maybe feeling like a snake. Or front and back. Yes, just keep moving. Just feel that ripple through the spine as you move the neck. Good, let's take the arms down and all the way up. Let's reach up towards the ceiling with the right hand. And the left hand, feeling that side stretch out. And left. Good, let's let everything reach out and reach up and over to the right. Good, stretching out that side of the body. Let's keep reaching out so much that we bend front. Good, let's roll up through the spine. Same thing on the left, yes. Reaching out with both arms and reaching up and over to the left. And we go forward. And let's roll up. One more time. Towards the right. And let's bend the knees as we stretch up and over. Rolling up through the spine. And same to the left. And bending the legs. Good, let's just stay here. If it is available to you, put both hands on the floor. Otherwise, grab opposite elbows. Now just keep the knees neutral. Let's just swing side to side. And breathe. Take a big breath in. And just exhale all of that expectation of what we're supposed to do today away. Just be here. Let yourself relax over the legs. Good, let's bend the knees so much so that we find ourselves on the floor. Yes, you can stay facing towards the camera. I'm gonna move this way just so you can see what I'm doing, yes. You just wanna keep both knees straight. We'll have the feet flexed, yes. So everything flexed back. We wanna push through the toes, so it's like we're wearing high heels. Keep those toes back. We're gonna stretch the toes, bring those heels back again, putting those high heels on, flexing all the way. Yes, we're just gonna do a couple of those. Just making sure as we stretch the feet that the toes don't come in towards each other. And they wanna stay nice and straight, so don't sickle the feet. Good. Just pulling up in the body, flex and cut. Keep going through the Demi point with the high heels on. Good. Keep pulling up with the body. Let's reach our arms up to the side. Energy going out from the legs. Good, let's alternate. Right and left. Just Keep going, rolling through the feet as best as you can and reaching up. Flexing both feet, let's reach up and over just for a short stretch. Just making sure our body is lifting out and away and we're not punching back. Yes. Reaching forward. Just take a breath and exhale over the legs. Good. Let's come up. I'm going to face you again. We're going to keep the feet flexed. We're just going to turn out the right foot and turn it back in. So you want to point the toes away towards the right and towards the left. Yes, let's just do one foot at a time. Keep tall in the body. Right and left. And right. And left. You want to feel this in your glute. That's what's turning you out. Keep alternating. Good. Let's do both legs. Out and in. Yes, like feeling open a book. And in. And out, pulling out from the body. In and out. In for more. Out. In. Just turning the two legs out, toes away. And in. Good. Let's bring the 2 feet towards us. Push our knees apart. You're going to take your 2 hands, heeling your feet open like a book. We're just going to bend over. Yes. You can use your elbows to press down on your shins, calves if you like. And we're just going to reach forward and down over the legs, stretching out those glutes. Just breathe. And try to relax over the legs as best as you can. Let's come up. We're going to take the 2 legs out. Yes. In a comfortable position. It doesn't have to be 180 degrees. Heels are going to stay flexed. Toes are going to try to point towards the ceiling. We'll just walk front. Yes? As best as you can, keep those knees straight. And just relax over the legs. Trying to breathe oxygen into those hips to stretch them out. Just a couple breaths here. Let's walk it back up. Legs in front of you. We're just going to lay back. We're going to do a couple little ab core stuff. Yes. We're just going to come 1, 2, going back down, 3, 4. We're going to do 2 of those. Then we do 1 coming up to the right, 1 coming up to the left. Yes, and you're going to try to just roll up your whole spine each time. Yes? We'll just do that a couple times. I'll talk to you as we go. So let's start down. We come up, 2, and down, 2. Just try to roll through the spine every time. 2, sitting up all the way down. 2, we go to the right. 2, and down. 2, and left. And down. Repeat. And up. And down. Roll into the spine. Up. 2. Keep those feet on the floor. We go left. And down. And the right. And the down. And one more time. And up. And down. We go to the right. And the down. And the left. And the down. Last time. Up. And the down. Keeping the feet on the floor. Exhaling as you come up. And down. Last time to the right. And down. Okay, next. Let's just stretch the legs. Shake them for a second. And we'll just come up to a lunge. Yes, let's do right foot front. Just feel the energy going up through the back leg, energy coming through the front of our body. It's okay if you're up here, yes, but you just want to pull long through the hip. We're just going to shift forwards and back. Energy coming through the leg and the hip. Keep stretching, just breathing, trying to stretch out the front of that hip. And let's go into a plank. The left leg comes forward. And same thing. Just shifting back and forth, pulling out through the head, just feeling that hip. Yes. Good, let's slide that right foot in. Last little bend over the legs. And let's just roll up one vertebrae at a time. Good. Okay. Nice. So that was all of that. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm. Yes. I won't do that warm up with you every time, but I think it's good, especially at the beginning. Just those are some good stretches for after the class. If you do it on your own, yes, just making sure that you always stretch either before or after warming up so our body is okay. So let's move on to our ballet basics. Let me just check what time it is. Yes, I want to say we have another maybe half an hour, maybe slightly shorter than that, yes? So let's just talk about the feet. Today we're just going to learn first and second position. So first position, you know when we're doing this on the floor, turning in and out. Yes, the same exact thing. So you're going to stand with your 2 heels together, 2 feet together. You just want to turn out with both feet. Yes, that is our first position. So especially when we're beginning, if you're standing in it first and you bend your knees, yes, you want to make sure your 2 knees are pointing straight out above your toes. So if your knees are doing this and pointing front, don't do that. You're overturning it. Yes, that is bad for your knees. So we just want to make sure that our 2 knees, as we bend them, are going over the toes. That is our first position. Yes, you just want to make sure that our legs are together, heels are together. If you're really hyperextended, it might have a little space, but just try to keep them together. Yes, you want to imagine if you put a piece of paper between your legs, it's not going anywhere. Keep that piece of paper. Yeah, so that is our first position. Our second position is exactly the same. The feet are the same. You just have about 1 foot's distance between your 2 feet, yes? So if you have giant feet, you might have a really big second position, but most of us probably have pretty normal size feet. So it should be proportional to almost under our hips. Yes, just check to make sure that that is our second position. Yes, so first and second. Both times, if you plie, your knees should be out over the legs. With that said, let's kind of talk about our posture for 1 second. If you're standing in a first position, this kind of applies to any position that we're going to do later on, whether that's our leg is up, whether we're in passe, whatever that is. You want to feel that the front of your hips are pulling up. Yes, you want to imagine like if you had 2 sleeping bags on your hips, you zipped it up, that is pulling up through the front of the hips. That is naturally going to kind of allow your bottom to tuck under. You don't want to specifically tuck and do this, destroying your form. Yes, you just want to pull up through the front of the hips. That's going to engage your glutes, bringing the butt under. Just make sure that you don't let that go. Yeah, we don't want to be penguins. Want to make sure that that is really nice and tall. Second thing is our ribs. As I was saying earlier, if you've been to France or you've seen those shutters in Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, where they kind of open like this, you want to imagine those are your ribs. Yes, they're not completely closed. You don't want to get concave, but you just want to imagine that they're kind of here pointing into each other. Yes, so your ribs are just held. They should be just over the hips. Shoulder blades are going to be down in the back. You want to imagine there's maybe 2 hooks on either little angel wing, whatever that thing is called, and it's really pulling them down. So don't let yourself relax. Yeah, that's going to cause us to hunch back. So just making sure that those shoulders are down. You want to make sure that, yeah, feeling those almost like two meat hooks clamping that down. Last thing for the shoulders, obviously in ballet, we want to make sure our shoulders are down. One thing I like to think about is maybe if you have a child that is sitting on your shoulders, or sandbags, yes, weighted on our shoulders. So that naturally just kind of brings them down and just let the rest kind of settle in. Yes, you want to just feel like you're settling like a sandbag. Everything is kind of just going down towards the floor. Yes, while all of that is happening, you're pulling up through the hips and pulling up through the back of the neck. You kind of want to imagine like a scruffed cat, that kind of feeling in the back of the neck. So if you look at yourself from the side, later on in any position, you just want to make sure that you have this alignment and both sides are going down, pulling up. Yes, there's just a lot of opposite forces, opposing forces in ballet. So you just want to make sure that as you're pulling up, you're also pushing down so that we don't just pull up and we don't just get down. Yeah, all of this is what creates our balances, all the control that we have later on. So with that said, let's move on. We're just going to go through some Porte bras together. And we'll just take our own first position. Yes, clicking those heels together. For our arms fifth low, if you just stand in your placement like I just said, pulling up through the hips, you just want to bend your elbows slightly. Yes, slightly bend your elbows. That'll kind of bring your forearms down and in. Yeah, so you just want to imagine your fingertips should be about like 3 inches apart, 5 centimeters. And you just want to imagine like a big round kind of oval mirror, yes, or a big round watermelon. That is your first position. And fifth position low. And your arms are slightly away from your legs. If you think about in ballet, most of the time girls are wearing tutus, yes? So you can't have your hands resting on your costume that you spent all this time on. So your arms are slightly away from your legs. This is our fifth low. To bring the arms up this is first position, you want to have your fingertips kind of at the level of your belly button. So yes, they shouldn't be here because if you're dancing on a stage, most of the time the audiences are lower. So if you imagine that will cover your face. You want to keep them down on the line of your belly button and just make sure that when you lift your arms, you're not lifting your shoulders too. Yes, this is all about really isolating the arm in the shoulder. So arms are going to come right in front of your belly button for our first position. We're going to open side, arms are on the same level, and this is our second position. If you are looking at me from the side, my 2 arms are in front of me. Yeah? So you want to imagine like you're hugging the world's widest tree. Yes, you don't want to have your arms back because that opens our ribs and makes us fall back. Yeah, so just making sure as we open to second, we want to still keep them in front of us, almost like 2 diagonals there. And then if you look from the front, try not to raise your hands too high and try not to get droopy elbows. Yes, you want to keep those elbows nice and up. One thing someone says is if you had a drip of water coming down, you want to make sure that drop goes all the way down your arm and off your finger. Yeah, don't let that water drip down, making sure our arms are nice and strong. So this is our second position. To bring our arms up to fifth high, you always want to go through the middle unless it's choreographic. So if we brought our arms front, remembering they're at our belly button, we just keep lifting them until they're above our head, kind of above your forehead. Yes, if you wiggle your fingers, you should be able to still see them moving in your peripheral vision without having to look up. That means that your hands are in the right place. Once they go back, that also opens our ribs, yes. So this is all about being able to move our arms in all these directions while keeping all this placement so that later on, if you're turning, you can't turn that way. Yes, you want to keep everything nice and neutral. So let's do a Porte bras. We're going to do 4 times, bringing the arms front. Porte bras means carriage of the arms. So we bring the arms front, and we're going to open them to second. To bring them down, we always want to allonger, which means to elongate. Yes, you want to feel like there's 2 people almost pulling on your arms, and the palms are going to face down until we close. Yes, we're just going to do that 4 times, bringing them forward, opening them, allongé, reaching away from you, and close. Yes, as you see, my elbow is gonna come down, my hand is gonna follow. So we're gonna do that 4 times, just feeling that length in the body. Then we're gonna do 4, bringing the arms up, opening, allongé to close. Yes, also 4 times, bringing up, open to close. Usually the path of the arms always comes up through the front of the body, and as we bring them down, they usually go through the side, yeah? So let's just do that together. I'll talk to you as we do it. It's nice and slow. So just try to keep your body really neutral as we dance, as we move the arms. Legs are just gonna be in first. And we bring the arms forward. We're gonna open, keeping them in front of us still. Allongé, reaching out, and elbows come down, hands forward. Keep going, pulling up in the body, opening the arms, and allongé, someone's pulling on our arms, palms facing down as we close. 2 more. And open. Allongé, lifting in the body, and close. 1 more time. Making sure our legs are pushing down into the floor. We're pulling up through the body, palms down. Good, now bringing the arms all the way up through first and up, keeping those shoulders down. We'll open through the fingers, allongé, and close. Bring it up and forward, making sure they're still in front of our peripheral vision. Allongé, and close. 2 more times. Pulling up through the legs, and up. And opening through the fingers, elongating, and 1 more time. Pulling up in the body, ribs are still down, shoulders are down, and allongé to close. Okay, hopefully that went okay for you. I'm just gonna grab my bar now because we'll do a couple things at the bar. How exciting. If you have a wall, please hold on to that, or anywhere that is stable, yeah? You just wanna make sure that we can kind of hold on to something, especially if you're just beginning. So today we're gonna learn pliés. Plié means to bend in French, yeah? So in plié, which I'm sure most of you, everyone has heard the word plié before. This is a plié, you just bend and straighten the knees, yes? Our feet are gonna be in whatever position, but for today, we'll just keep them in first position for now. We're gonna do 3 demi-pliés, just bending and straightening the knees. 2, and a 3. We're gonna move into second position, yeah? So just remembering there's about a foot's distance. We're gonna do the same thing in second position. 3 demi-plié, coming back into first. Yes, so as we did that, we kept our arm down. Second time around, we're gonna repeat that 1 more time. We're gonna do 1 demi-plié, 1 bringing the arm up, 1 opening the arm and switching into second. We'll do the same thing. 1 keeping the arm down, 1 bringing the arm forward, 1 opening the arm and closing back to first. Yeah, so we just do 3 pliés in first, 3 pliés in second. We repeat that using the arm. Yes, I'll talk to you as we do it. Just thinking about obviously keeping those knees out above our toes. And the most important thing about plié is just making sure we're gonna stay really tall and neutral in the body. So don't bend forward. Yeah, that uses the wrong muscles. You really wanna imagine as if you were standing against a wall and you're just kind of sliding up and down. Yes, wanna keep that back really straight as we go. Yeah, let's do it. I'll talk to you as we go. We'll do left hand holding on to whatever you're holding on to, yeah. When we have our left hand, our right leg is the working leg, so that means right side. Okay, let's do it. Six, and standing in our first, arm is down. Just keeping the arm strong. We do demi, and 2, Keeping the upper body really neutral, just bending the legs. And same in second position. 1 foot's distance, same in second. Keep the heels down on the floor as you bend the knees. Keeping the body straight up and down. 3. And coming back into first. We're going to repeat that with the arm. Demi, stretch. Arm comes forward, keeping that shoulder down and back. 1 more, opening the arm. And same in second. Arm comes down. Plié, lifting in the body and bringing the arm forward. And stop. And coming back into first. Arms down. Good. Good, let's do that on the left. So I'm just gonna face you guys for today because I think it's easier. Later on, I'll probably face you from this direction. But yes, let's go straight to the left. Just one thing to think about with this side arm, don't let it kind of relax and get close to your body, yeah? You wanna imagine, I like to say, that there's a breeze coming through and you don't wanna have a sweaty armpit, yeah? You wanna keep that air coming through the body. Let's go to the left. Six, starting in first position. We do Demi and stretch. Demi and stretch. Head is just looking front for now. And changing into our second. 1 foot's distance in between and Demi. Pulling up in the body. Demi. And Demi. Good. Coming back into first. And Demi. Stretch. Arm comes front, keeping that shoulder back. And opens. And same in second. Arm comes down. Demi. Keep the body straight up and down. Lifting the arm, that shoulder back. Opening the arm. And coming back into first. And good, let's shake that out. Okay, nice. Let's move on. So those were our pliés, our demi-pliés. Demi means half. So now we're gonna do tendus from first. Tendu in French, ballon tendu. Tendu means to stretch, yes? So we're just stretching the leg so far away from us that it's starting to point. Yes, tendu, stretching the leg. So to do a tendu, you really wanna, you know when we're rolling through our feet earlier, it's kind of the same motion except your foot is moving, yes? So you just wanna roll, imagine like you're rolling the foot like a massage kind of on the ground. So we're gonna start in first position. Our arm is just gonna be down, and we're just gonna do 3 tendus to the front. Out and in, out and in, out and in. We do 1 demi-plié and stretch. Same to the side. Yeah, so the leg, whichever direction your toe is pointing, that is where your tendu side is gonna go. Yes, you wanna make sure you arrive at the same point every time. Plié, stretch. Same to the back. When we do our tendu back, it's really easy for us to kind of pitch forward. So you wanna pull, keep pulling up through the front of the hips, and we just do tendu back, really just isolating that leg and the body, yes? We do 3 to the back. Plié, we do the same to the side. Yes, 3 to the side. Plié. We do that en croix. En croix in French means on a cross, yes? So you go front, side, back, side. In the next direction, physically possible. Yeah, we can't really go that way. So you just wanna keep going around the cross. Yeah, so we do 3 tendus and 1 plié. You just wanna think about keeping those heels forward, so don't let yourself kind of sickle. You just wanna keep those heels forward and just kind of massage the floor with the foot. Yes, let's do it. We do front and 2, 3, Same to the side. Just rolling the foot on the floor. Lifting in the body. Same to the back. 3 to the back. Plié and side. And plié and stretch. Okay, nice. Let's go to the left. As we're doing these tendus, I like to say it's like kind of like as if you're buttering a piece of bread or a scone or a crumpet. Yes, whatever. You want to just try to keep your foot on the floor for as long as possible. Get that butter on the bread. Don't lift your foot off. Yes, really keeping that foot on the floor. Yeah, you don't want to let your toe come off the floor. Yeah, let's go to the left. And front and 2. Keeping that side arm. Knee. Same to the side. Rolling through the foot. Keeping those shoulders down and back. Behind you. And 3. Same to the side. Out. Out. And out. Plié. Stretch. Okay. Nice. Okay, we're gonna do one more combination in tendu for today. So the opposite of plié to bend is relevé to rise, yes? So when we're pliéing, we're bending the knees. To relevé, you wanna push down into the floor to lift your heels off of the floor, yeah? That is a relevé. So one thing that I find, obviously because we're going up, we think we wanna go up with the body. But you want to push down into the ball of your feet so much so that your heels lift off the floor. Yeah, pushing down into the ball of the feet to do that relevé, if that makes sense. Yes, I find that helps us because just lifting up, your calves get really tired. But you just want to find this energy down. You want to use what you have to help you dance. Yes. So we're going to do same arm to side, just remembering to not let your arm ever relax, holding that frame. We just do 1 to the front, 1 to the side, 1 to the back. We do 1 relevé. Same from the back. 1 emploi, side and front, pushing down to relevé. Yeah, we're just going to repeat that twice. So we just do 1 in each direction. Yes, just thinking about keeping stable and only moving that working leg. Okay, let's do it. 6, 7, 8. We do 1 to the front, 1 to the side, 1 to the back, pushing down to relevé. Same from the back. And side. Just the leg moving, keeping the knees straight. 1 more time. Just the foot pushing out. And relevé. Same to the back. And side. And front. Relevé. Let's stay here for a moment. Just try to let go of the bar. Yes. If you're falling, check that checklist. Pulling up to the front of the hips. Ribs and shoulders are down. And lifting through the back of the neck. And just keep pushing down into the floor. Good. Let's lower and shake that out. Good. Let's go to the left. I promise your balances will get better as we practice them, but just, yes, try to push down into the floor to rise and just try to keep that feeling as we're trying to balance. Yes, that really roots us down into the ground. Okay, ready. We do 1 front, 1 side, and back. Pushing down to rise. Same from the back. Pushing down to rise. 1 more time. Pushing down and back. And side and front. Pushing down to rise. We're pulling up through the front of those hips. Ribs are down. Let's just try to find our balance. Keep pushing down into the floor. And pulling up through the back of the neck. And good. Let's lower. Shake that out. Okay, nice. I'm gonna put my bar away. Last thing I wanna do with you guys for today are just some sautés in the center, yes? So sauté in French means to jump. If you have cooked, you've probably sautéed before, yes? It is the same word. We just have obviously an accent on it. So sauté, if you imagine when you have that hot oil in the pan and you put the mushrooms and the garlic and it's like bubbling and bouncing, that is exactly what we're doing. Sauté, to jump, yes? So to do a sauté, we're gonna do sautés in first today. We just plié on the two legs. We're gonna push down into the floor like we did in Relevé, just to do one jump and stretch. Yes, you just wanna make sure as you jump that you're lifting your foot and rolling back down through your foot. Yeah, so the same movement as tendus or as we were pointing and flexing, that is the same thing for when we jump. Yes, that allows us to be really quiet on the floor and also kind of absorbs some of the shock so we're not kind of jamming down and hurting our knees. So we're just gonna keep our arms down for today. We're just gonna do one plié, stretching the legs to do one jump and stretch the knees. Plié, one jump and stretch the knees. Plié, one jump and stretch the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we're gonna do that 4 times in first position. Then we're gonna jump from first into second to repeat the same thing in second position. Yeah, just try to keep the arms down and just making sure as we land, we don't bend forward. Yeah, we wanna just keep the body up and down. Let's just try that. This is the tempo. We do 1 and 1. Yes, pretty slow. Okay, let's do it. Just keep the upper body really pulled up. Ready? 1 and plié, stretch. Plié and up. Good. Jumping into second and up. Keeping the body really neutral. Don't move. And forward. Good. Okay. We're gonna repeat that one more time, except this time, instead of stretching and finishing, we're gonna do another jump. So we did 1 rebound stretch, 1 rebound stretch. Yeah, so as we plié after we jumped, we're gonna jump back up right away. Does that make sense? Plié, rebound, plié, jump, rebound. Yeah, we're gonna do that 4 times and then 4 times in second. Yes, last little push of the class, just making sure we're rolling through the foot and stretching the feet, keeping the upper body nice and still. Okay, last thing. Up, rebound, stretch. Up, rebound, stretch. Up, rebound, stretch. Make sure you plié before you jump. Plié, up. Plié, up. And up. Good. Okay. Okay, I think that is enough for today. Let me just, yes. So, wow, I look real crazy. If you're feeling tired, that is a good sign. Just make sure that before you finish, you always want to stretch out your calves, yes? So this is a good stretch, pulling up through the front of the hips to stretch that calf out. You can bend that back knee. If you have stairs, standing on them like this is a good one to stretch out those calves, yes? Making sure we stretch out the thighs as well because those pliés really get into the thighs. Otherwise, try to do some of those stretches from our warm-up earlier. I will be back next Friday to do another of these beginner classes, yes? So if you have time this week, please do practice. I promise it will really help you improve. Otherwise, if you have questions, please let me know. I do try to keep these classes under an hour, so that is enough time to learn something, but it's also not too overwhelming. So please do practice because we will move on, we will learn other stuff next week. So apart from that, make sure you stretch, and I will see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.